Well, welcome to week 3 of English W131 online. This is the week that you're going to be writing your first essay. You're going to be submitting this to peer review at the end of the week. I'd like to tell you about the goals for a second here. We're always talking about critical thinking in this class. IPFW asks us to teach you about critical thinking in all of our courses, all right? And the point of critical thinking is it causes you to be a more self-actuated individual throughout your entire life, okay? It creates lifelong learning. It puts you in charge of a lot of situations. It means that you can make decisions for yourself, good decisions, without being too overly impressed by what other people tell you because you think your way through these situations. One of the main elements of critical thinking is focus. So this week, I'm asking you to focus on a period in your life in which you really were involved with reading or involved with writing. You can focus on a person. Maybe your mother read to you, your dad read to you when you're little, or your grandmother, or you can remember writing your first essay in English class. In any event, I want you to think very carefully about your own progression with reading and writing. I want you to pick one moment from there, one important person, one important moment, and write in detail about that event, okay? That's called focus. You write it in detail about a small thing. I don't want a whole road trip about your whole reading career or your whole writing career. I want something very tight, very focused. And that's the element of critical thinking. It's also the main element of good writing. It's focus and detail. That said, this is a 9-paragraph essay. That's the page length, all right? 9 paragraphs. That's about 2 pages, okay? This is not terribly difficult to come up with 9 paragraphs. 1 paragraph is the introduction. Introduction basically tells what you're going to write about, okay? Another paragraph, the last one, is the conclusion. It summarizes the essay. It covers your main points and kind of signs off in a neat little philosophical way, which means you're left with 7 paragraphs. Okay, that's 7 points you want to make about one focused event in your life, or one focused person in your life, one focused moment in your life, one focused book, if you'd like, in your life, okay? Something very important to you that's very focused. So you want to say 7 things. You want to make 7 points about that event, okay? I'm just calling it an event. It could be whatever, all right? So you have these 7 points you want to make. Each point is a paragraph. Each paragraph needs to be well developed. It needs to have examples. It needs to have detail. It needs to have specific words, specific language. The reader needs to be able to see what you mean in that particular paragraph, okay? Don't try to cover too much in a paragraph. Keep them tight. 4 or 5 sentences is plenty for a paragraph. Keep them focused. Keep them tight. Don't repeat yourself in the paragraph, all right? Think of examples. Be very specific. Think of examples. Paint a picture for the reader. This will be submitted to peer review. Peer reviews are special in this class. It's like group work. It's like getting out in the real world and working together with other people. That's what we do in peer review. Next week, I'll go in more detail about peer review. I take it very seriously in this class. We're going to cause it to work well. I know you all have had different experiences in high school or in other English classes. I get that, all right? Some are very good. Some are not so good. We're going to work really hard to make these good experiences, and I'll talk more about that next week once you've submitted your essay to peer review. You're going to have 2 weeks to review it, work on it, polish it before you submit it to me for your final grade. You don't get it back from me in another chance. You get 1 chance only, but after thorough peer review. There are examples in the folder. There's a rubric in the assignment folder. This is all in Essay 1, the literacy narrative. There's the rubric is a teaching tool. It teaches you how to meet my expectations. There are examples. There's my own example. I picked a fun one. I think you'll like it, okay? So I give you plenty of information to really think about, to really get this right the first time, okay? So you have a chance at peer review. You're going to review each other's. You're going to look at your own. You're going to revise yours, and then you're going to submit it to me in 2 weeks' time for the final grade. So that's enough for now. I'll get back to you next week with more details on peer review. Thank you.